Facebook, follow us on that page first of all, and then make sure you comment down on the comment section on the various topics that we'll be tackling today. So welcome to the show once again. I hope you're good from wherever you are from. Be free to air in your views, your concerns, and everything about everything sport that took place this past weekend, because a lot did happen. Right from back here at home and in Europe, within the midweek and all that. Arsenal are now into the Champions League final, and PSG are looking into that. We'll be looking into that in a little bit. Also, the race for the English Premier League Championship title. Who will go with it? Is it Man City or Arsenal who put their best foot forward? Of course, of course, they have to be controversial, so a lot of controversy on the other will be tackling on that. Also, back here at home, it's either AFC Leopards or Gor Mahia. Gor Mahia having drawn this past weekend, giving FC Leopards hope to try to catch up on them with very few games remaining. We'll be also talking about that in a few. So, brace yourself for an amazing show till 4 p.m. And I believe Rodney will be coming later on, so he'll be joining us later on. So sit tight, make sure that you put yourself in a good position and a good place to be able to listen to good sports analysis about everything that happened this weekend. So let us start off fast forward here at home, whereby in the Sport Pesa Premier League, a lot of games took place, but today I want to focus on very little number of games, especially for the race for the Sport Pesa Premier League title, whereby for now I believe it's a two-horse race. That is between Gor Mahia and FC Leopards. Gor Mahia drew this past weekend. Gor Mahia had put on a very good show in the previous matches, whereby before the weekend game, they were at least ahead by 9 points because FC Leopards had a game in hand. So FC Leopards won their game, which reduced to 3 points. But Gor Mahia didn't fail to capitalize on that and win their game against Kenya Police. You are a fan of Kenya Police and you managed the draw against a good Gor Mahia side that's beating each and every team. What do you feel about that?
I feel very proud because at first, all eyes are on Gor Mahia because of their form. When wamekuwa very strong in this part of the season. But when you two slip up kiasi, of course, courtesy of Kenya Police, and it has brought a little bit of life up kwa title race. Though still, I don't think that AFC Leopards will catch up because for Gor Mahia they had a tough match, and for FC Leopards nile game weekend iliwa favor because walishinda Mara Sugar, and for Gor Mahia I still believe they'll clinch the title, though imefungua hiyo nafasi ya FC Leopards sasa ku come back, but all in all, me, as I said, the moment Gor Mahia ilichapa FC Leopards kwa mashemeji derby, I clearly knew that was it. Nilikuwa ninaona ni kama FC Leopards wangechapa Gor Mahia, at least kungekuwa na hiyo chance, wangekuwa na hiyo momentum, wangepata hiyo belief, and then pia ingestumble Gor Mahia kiasi as far as title race is concerned. But unapata Gor Mahia iliweza kushinda FC Leopards kwa hiyo mashemeji derby, na pia ikashinda some games yenye waliweza sasa ku capitalize on the remaining games. But hii draw yenye walipata, I don't think kama itaweza ku stumble kiasi, because though ukiangalia the margin is bado iko kubwa bado. FC Leopards have to win some games and expect Gor Mahia to either draw or lose ndo waweze kuwa karibia. Yes, and also I know Gor Mahia wamecheza I don't know kama wamecheza one match.
Yeah, extra. One match ahead,
FC Leopards wako na game in hand against Gor Mahia. So it's pretty interesting. FC Leopards wakishinda hiyo game in hand pia inaweza wapea hiyo chance ya kuwa chase. Yes.
Definitely, and especially for myself who is an FC Leopards fan, having had lost all the hope of trying to chase the Gor Mahia, this weekend gives me a lot of hope, because that draw reduces the 2 points gap there. And I feel like if Gor Mahia loses one game, and because right now we cannot even guarantee, because this home stretch of games is one place where we have a lot of pressure for particular teams,
Yes.
Because you don't know how the team that you're going to face in this home stretch wants to how is going to play, because every team is trying to finish up strong. True. So definitely every game is a contention. And do you believe Gor Mahia is going to win the rest of the games? I think 3 games or 2 games remaining.
Well, I think yeah. For me, I think Gor Mahia can win the games basing on they have been in this position. It's not that they haven't been in this position, but now unapata. I think when the pressure builds up, ndio itaweka sasa hiyo pressure on them because of course they haven't been at their best, last season. Now this season it's a must for them to win the league. Ndio watu hiyo pressure, with the management and all that, what has been happening. So unapata for them it's a must. Na hiyo expectation ikikuwa hivyo, unapata now the pressure builds up. Same thing with Arsenal, what's going on. With Gor Mahia, unaweza pata hiyo situation whereby when FC Leopard win hiyo game in hand, na maybe Gor Mahia was stumbled. Venye tumesema hiyo point ya home stretch, you never know. Teams want to finish in a strong way, and it's the FKF Sport Pesa League. Every team yujituma. Hii league inakuanga so unpredictable. So unapata hiyo home stretch inakuanga a bit tight and competitive kiasi, so unapata hapo ndio tunaweza gauge, but I believe Gor Mahia can handle the pressure and clinch the title. Yes.
Who would rather win the league? Is it Gor Mahia or FC Leopards?
For me, real talk, no biasness or banter, I felt like FC Leopards deserved to win. Me basing from the way they started, walianza strong, then wakakuwa na stumble kiasi. Me, I wanted a different team. Of course, apart from Kenya Police, ningetaka Kenya Police clinch back to back, but also napata walikuwa na other competitions from outside, so hawangeweza kuconcentrate and all that. But they are still in a good position, Kenya Police. But FC Leopards, I prefer them to win because I want to say a different champion in Kenya. Tumezoea Gor Mahia kishinda, na italeta notion ya, Gor Mahia is the best team in Kenya. But I want to say that competition, ningetaka FC Leopards ishinde, ndio ilete hiyo back to back. Hizi teams mbili ni rivals na they have rich history together. So I prefer the FC Leopards to win, but Gor Mahia winning, I don't mind also Gor Mahia winning, because kiangalia pia jani yao last season, it was their worst season. So ni kama wame rebuild tena, getting a new coach and just rebuilding the whole side. Imekuwa such a journey. So Gor Mahia winning it, I don't mind, but FC Leopards ndio at least ingeleta a different vibe kwa the league. Yes.
Definitely, I'm also of the same opinion that I really wanted FC Leopards, not because I'm a fan, but to have that exchange of Premier League winners, because you can't have a single team or two dominating and others are just pushovers, and when you get a different feel of a different team winning the league, it brings about the vibrancy and sweetness of the league, But when one team or two are dominant, then that league is considered as a farmers league, and I wouldn't want Sport Pesa Premier League to be considered as such. So definitely, I would really wish, but still a lot to fight for. If FC Leopards may win all their games, it will be good for them. Let's talk about FC Leopards. They won their game against Marashuga 2-1. And it's a game that was very controversial because their second goal that was scored, there was a little bit of controversy about it because people felt that it was an offside. It was supposed to be called for an offside, but the linesman did not call it an offside, And so the referee had the match to go, made it a goal because we don't have VR in the Premier League. What do you think about? Let's talk about this inconsistency in refereeing in this country and maybe just football as a whole worldwide. What do you make of this referee inconsistency when it comes to officiating and maybe deciding matches?
I feel me najuanga tu referees, they can do better. They are under a certain body refereeing ya kwamba if there is a decision that is not fully made, like ama haiko clear, there is a protocol that needs to be followed ndio kuweza kudecide if that maybe now I can judge according to our technology mali imefika so far. We find that now we depend on those referees and the on-field decision. Kenye tu imesemekana on-field, that's what it starts, because we don't have the technology of VR. So unapata through that kutakuwa na a lot of incompetency sana, lazima kutakuwa na, because human is to error, even though tunasemanga, and we need I think tulisema some time back that I think if ka point mali we can even invest in like getting the VR technology, if we get that money from the body and the FKF trying to introduce it, itakuwa such a huge plus to the FKF, because FKF itachukulia like now as a big league in the, itakuwa regarded as a serious league, because the decisions that are made ni decisions zenye are competent, ziko clear, and if there is something that is not clear, there is VR to help us. So I feel like it's just a matter of time that we'll get this, but as per now, we'll just rely on the on-field decision, and that's where now the other story comes in, with incompetencies with these referees, their sharpness, their fast way of making decisions based on their training and all that. Now that's where the problem comes in, and every person will have a different view of it. Now, yeah, but aside from that, now that's where we are as the league, and these things won't stop happening. Hizi ni vitu tunashindanga tukiona every time. Ni venye sasa hii ya FC Leopards, it's the latest that has happened. Yes.
Actually, because I feel like some things you can just, there's some games where by mistakes are very marginal, because you can say that it will have been very difficult for the officials to spot, in the absence of VAR. But I feel like some mistakes are very much open. Like I'm an FC Leopards fan. I'm happy that we won, but I'm still sad for the sake of football, because first of all I'm a football fan, and it is what it is. It was an offside. I know. I can say confidently as a fan, because at the end of the day, football is football. We love football as much as we have individual teams that we follow and love, but we love football as a whole. And so when something is off, it is off, Yeah. And we can't blame FC Leopards because they're just participants. It's on the officials, And because this today happens today, it will favor us. Tomorrow it won't favor us, Exactly. And we'll be complaining. So you need to be very impartial when it comes to this, and that's why I'm calling this out at this moment. And let's talk about the importance of VR in football. Europe and most of the world, especially in those big leagues, have embraced VAR to help in officiating. But still, we are getting the same complaints from the teams over.
Efficient in Europe football, na ilikuwa inaweza kutumika vizuri, but now iko na pia disadvantages zake. I feel like VR is not about the stopping, iyo delaying, and the protocol yenye inafuatwangwa ndio make a decision. I feel like it's the people behind the scenes, those referees. Sana wao wenye wanakanga kwa hiyo VR, the VR control room, they're the problem. I feel like kuna some decisions zenye ama a foul inaweza fanywa in one game and VR ignores it. Unasikia tu commentator amesema VR check and completed, and unapata hiyo ilikuwa kitu very huge ya kwamba ilitajisimamishwe iangaliwe, but unapata kitu ingine, maybe something actually happened na maybe fans hawajaiona, maybe there was maybe something that was said ama a foul reckless yenye haikuwa imekuwa deemed serious. Then when there's a goal kick, unapata the on-field referee anakuwa referred to the monitor because of something that has happened like a minute ago. So hiyo ndo unapata in a slow game, inaharibu hiyo rhythm ya the game. Sana hizi games zenye ni derbies zinakuanga affected sana, because derbies zinakuanga very intense na atmosphere inakuanga very crazy. So you do your best not to like stop the game every time. But kama kuna foul ama kuna kitu yenye itahitaji VR, mimi naonanga kuna times zenye decisions zingine zitaji VR. I think they are clear and obvious. Nasikia kuna kwanga hizo clear and obvious errors zenye on-field decision kama imefanywa, it sticks to that, unless sasa ito na VR ende kwa screen kuangalia, which is unnecessary. So nasemanga pia VR inakuanga misused. Ni hao wenye wanakanga kwa control room ama referee mwenye kwa ndio the problem. It's not the VR as a whole, because VR came na ili change, like iliweza kuongeza hiyo honesty hiyo inaitwaje, like when there is something that is being said na hakuna evidence, at least there are videos to see and to rewind. But now when you are in control, ndo unapata ndo the issue.
And do you think, let's say, what do you think we can do maybe to improve the efficiency of officiating? Because we have video assistant refereeing, and still we have almost the same problems that we had before, which means there's some aspect of it that it did not solve. Because at the end of the day, we were trying to take away that final decision from the referee and trying to have other referees helping in making a decision, but still we're getting the same flaws when it comes to officiating. What do you think can improve the efficiency? Do we because one thing I always think about is we can't help but accept the fact that these referees also love football. There's a possibility that they're supporting some teams in that particular league, especially that country. And maybe sometimes it affects their judgment. When, for example, maybe their favorite team is playing and maybe they want to assist maybe in one way or another maybe. So one day I was of this idea some days ago that if maybe there could be referee exchange, maybe a league in Tanzania, officials in Kenya have referees from Tanzania and all that, because now you get people who are very impartial, people just want to work and make sure things are good, because at the end of the day, humans are humans. Yes, we can't say that, a two referee is very impartial, that he doesn't care about. No. These people have teams they support. These people have teams they fancy. These people maybe have their family members who fancy a certain team, so it gets into them. Happily, the anxiety or the pressure of officiating a team that you're supporting, maybe it is losing, and you also disappointment because you're a human being,
So emotions
come up and cloud your judgment. Do you think
maybe I think hata wakipanga hiyo schedule ya referee mwenye ata referee hii game, I think they have to be a bit wise. Wasieke referee mwenye ata referee, ata judge maybe according, kama ni let's say a Manchester City versus Arsenal na referee ni wa Man City, asiyeko kwa hiyo game, asipewe duty ya kureferee hiyo game. It's just that simple. Juu our referees wanapangwa na I think ni PGMOL kama ni Premier League. So kunafaa kwa tu na hiyo integrity tu fulani. And then niliona wameintroduce, I think ni this season wameintroduce hii feature ya when a decision is being made, a referee is being mic'd on na nafai explain. That is something huge yenye walifanya. Of course hiyo ina happen in Europe. Of course that's not happening in Kenya. But unapata kitu kama hiyo, at least the fans wanapata a clear view. Of course maybe they won't get an understanding why imepewa hiyo decision. I feel like wanafaa pia kwa called out. There was a fan who said, let these referees also be called out and explain why they're giving out this decision. At that time, unajua maybe at another time akiulizwa mbona, and of course hawaulizwangu sana because they are being by that they wanna protect wango sana.
So much,
they are very protected. Even if you talk against them in a press conference, you're given a fine. That's how they are really protected. So na feeling they have to like being called out and explain. Junonanga pia there are other shows in Europe, they really push for why this decision was being stood out. For example, ya Arsenal and tutongelelea, why did it stand na maybe other decisions zenye similar occasion azikupewa kama foul. Naona unawekwa hapo in the open, explain why.
Exactly.
You see, so they have to be called out hivyo waekwe, ndo pia wawekwe in the open, waeleze ndo fans also wapate an understanding. Wasiseme juu wakiona next game ni the same referee ata referee game. Let's say for example Michael Oliver. Uone Michael Oliver alipeana a lot of decisions against Arsenal. And then next week uone tena ama 2 weeks later another match week, Michael Oliver na referee maybe Arsenal versus Burnley yenye inakuja, unapata people will be like hii game tunashindwa because of the referee.
There's no confidence in the people.
Na tutaki hiyo mentality ya it's because the referees wanatukotia game. So I feel like wamefanya vizuri kuintroduce hiyo kwa mic'd na kupea fans hiyo understanding.
Yeah.
I feel like now they have to go a little bit deeper. Waeleze according to the rules, because kuna hizo rules za PGMOL kama ni Premier League, so mafans waweze ku get a clear understanding. In Kenya, well, Kenya, you know, we have a long way to go. Very long way to go as far as refereeing is concerned.
And this is one thing I'm happy that they introduced the referee camera. You see actions from the eye of the referee.
Yes.
Yeah, it's also very important. Very important. It helps a lot. But so which means whatever we are agreeing on is that these referees should be declaring the team they support before they come in, so that you know. So that when you are during the placements of the particular game to officiate, unajua kwamba you're an Arsenal supporter, so you'll never be ref Arsenal's game, you're refing other games to go with impartiality.
Ni kama Anthony Taylor akireferee Chelsea lazima Chelsea atashindwa, like how many years, so unapata lazima kukuwe na hiyo integrity to where when you know that this coach akireferee game ni kama sijui alikuwa anaitwaje fulani wa Premier League ali costing City a certain game, Chelsea versus Man City, I think it was 2 seasons ago. They were to play advantage because unakumbuka it was in the dying minutes, and then that coach akablow whistle, and you remember Haaland was just going crazy because of it. Now those are the things, like mbona ali blow whistle na City walikuwa advantage. Ati the referee, I think understanding ilikuwa because he would have been offside na bado passage hapa, you know. I remember, so those are the things that we are trying to remove from those. Ndio wasianza kusema this ref costed us the game, kama ingekuwa referee City wangekuwa clear na wangeshinda game. Things like that. We don't want to hear that we lost the game because of a refereeing decision. Yeah. And
because, you know, when there's an influx of wrong decisions that are executed, then it takes away from the beauty and how you enjoy the game. Because you know that this game is predetermined. A game is being determined by a referee, not the goals scored by the players and all that. So that it takes away the beauty of the game. And I hope if a referee outside there, please make sure that take your work very seriously. Don't be the referee and the executioner. We decide which side wins. You know, that's very much not correct, because this is a game that we love and we want to see people win on merit. Because one thing I always feel like, even if you win not on merit, it doesn't give you the confidence even to celebrate sometimes. Because you feel like I'll be bashed at the end of the day. I don't feel like a worthy winner. You know. So we want people to win on merit, so that when somebody wins, you're all happy that this one won, and there's nothing to dispute about it. Like it's plain white and black. So I hope the referees take very serious on that, and also the bodies that represent the referees, that body that the referees are under. They should conduct a due diligence to make sure that they have the best quality of referees. When it goes to training, the training should be top notch, so that the referees, whatever referee steps into the pitch to officiate, he does something that can be celebrated. At the end of the match, even players should even agree with the referees, because they are happy that the refereeing was top notch. So with that, my fellow viewers, I want us to go on a very short break. I hope in the meantime you're still commenting on our Facebook page. Go to EBN TV on Facebook, search that name. First of all, follow the page, and then jot down your comment, because under that live broadcast there, tell us what you feel about these particular topics that you're talking about, the refereeing, and also who is going to win the league between FC Leopards and Gor Mahia back here at home. We'll be touching on the other leagues later on when we come back. So don't go too far. Maintain that till 4 p.m.
Watching EBN TV, transforming your world.
From the book of Acts chapter 3, verse 19. Repent therefore, and be converted, that your sins may be blotted out, so that times of refreshing may come from the presence of the Lord. This is Reverend Nathan Chue Muko of Redeemed Gospel Church, Mlolongo. Sufficient Grace Center. Join me in EBN TV every Saturday from 8 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. for a time of refreshment as we share the word of God together.
This is EBN TV, transforming your world.
Fitness, fabulous fitness. You need it, we got it. The best home workouts just for you. We keep it fun and sweaty. Join us at EBN TV and get that blood pumping. A fabulous workout for your fabulous body. Keep it fit and fab.
You are watching EBN TV, transforming your world.
EBN TV cares about the growth of your business. To advertise with us, call 0725 386 501 or 0740 653 453. EBN TV, transforming your world.
You are watching EBN TV, transforming your
EBN TV is spreading the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ across the airwaves, reaching hearts and homes all around the world. At EBN TV, we are committed to sharing the good news of our Lord Jesus Christ with the nations. We invite you to partner with us in this great mission to reach the world with the gospel. Together, we can make a lasting difference for the kingdom of God. To partner with us, kindly use the till number displayed on your screen, and that is 8819 8819 EBN TV, transforming your world.
You are watching EBN TV, transforming your world.
I really hope you're still with us here on EBN TV. The show is the scoreboard. Sorry, what am I saying about Talksport? Is the other one on my sister station. Yeah. So this is the scoreboard that runs every Monday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. here, where we talk everything sporty. Now, let us now jump ship now to the other side of the world in Europe, whereby, especially in the La Liga, whereby a lot of, the league is already gone taken by Barcelona. It was won by Barcelona yesterday. But what's crazy is it was won against Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Barcelona playing against Real Madrid. And I saw how emotional the coach was and also the president of Barcelona and everything about that. And that is, as a Barcelona, there's nothing happier as a Barcelona fan to see you winning against Real Madrid, you know? Like the devastation in Real Madrid players' faces, and you're winning in their faces, you know, right there. There's nothing as beautiful as that for Barcelona fans. Okay, I'm a Real Madrid fan and I understand what you feel. And fast forward to that, you know, this season has been one to forget for Real Madrid. Right from the beginning of the season, they sacked the coach mid-season, having a new coach, interim now, and everything is not working out. These are maybe stories coming out. They are fighting from the dressing room. Yeah. They are fighting on the training pitch and all that. Somebody goes to hospital because something happened. You know, there's so much negative stories coming from Real Madrid that are not helping their performances on the pitch. The fact that maybe the staff at Real Madrid are talking, they are talking against a certain player in that particular team and all that. What do you make of Real Madrid this season before even we talk about what happened yesterday?
It's just a season to forget for Real Madrid, just from the beginning. And we talked about this. I think it's so funny how things are coming full circle from how we talked about it last season, because when Xabi Alonso was announced for the job, na tulianza kuongea, will Xabi Alonso really thrive with these players? Egotistic kabisa. So napata it was a bit 50-50 because what Xabi Alonso did at Leverkusen was outstanding.
Phenomenal.
He deserved that job at Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Shida ni tu your timing. Every player at Real Madrid wants to be a star. Unapata Mbappe ako kwa mix, Vinicius Junior ako kwa mix. You have players like Bellingham and Tchouaméni, the Valverdes, Rudiger uko nyuma. Everything is just, everybody wants to like carry this team, and it wasn't clicking. I think Xabi Alonso tried to calm things down, you know, but now vitu zilienda too south, and I think the injuries, kitu ya kwanza, I think you can say injuries hazijakuwa fair for Real Madrid. Of course, injuries may happen in all teams, but it has been imekuwa unfair sana for Real Madrid because Mbappe amekuwa injured. There's a time Bellingham amekuwa injured. Right now, Mendy, Ferdinand Mendy, ako injured, I think for a long time, like hata kuwa World Cup, you know, things like that. Atarudi like next year. It's that bad. We have players like Alaba Bado still struggling. Mbappe na controversial yake akiwa injured, is having a holiday and all that. Real Madrid imekuwa na a lot of stories, na controversial stories, to be honest. Recently tumeona story ya Tchouaméni and Valverde, and when you know if there's something like that, people will always want to spread rumors that, you know, somebody punched this one. Maybe mwingine atasema I slipped and fell on the head, kakuwa unconscious. People, every outlet, media outlet, try to bring all the rumors, fake news and all that. But, you know, Valverde came out with a statement. Also Tchouaméni, I think, came out with a statement. But wakakuwa fined. Hizo fines, those zilikuwa hefty fines. I think 500, I think £500,000 for each player. So that's like 1 million pounds for a fine of 2 players. That was a crazy fine. But all in all, for the whole season, Real Madrid has just been at their worst. I can't say they have improved. I think they have even become worse than last season. Going trophyless again, that's something to forget. Because even Mbappe coming to... People are even starting to question, was the Mbappe signing really efficient? Like, would he have come and helped this team? Of course, he has played his part. He has scored goals. He has been, actually this season, he has been at the best form of his life as a Real Madrid player. Venye tu Real Madrid come with its own pressure. Kama tu venye Manchester United inakuanga in England. So it hasn't been the best season for Real Madrid as a whole. And I feel like Barcelona have taken advantage of that. Yeah.
And it's something unfortunate for Real Madrid, because these things you don't hear about them as always coming from Real Madrid, you know. They are always concealed. Some of these, maybe they do happen sometimes, but previously they have been hidden very well. Do you think this such news coming out to the press is due to the fact that the egos at Real Madrid, you know, the kind of profile of players they have? You talked about Mbappe and the Vinicius. These are players who steal the headlines anytime something is out there. And maybe, do you think it is the failure of the manager to make sure that their house is in order? Ama just Real Madrid is a monument that is crumbling down. And this is how it starts. Because I remember when Manchester started to crumble down from their glory days, these are some of the things that happened. You know, the leaks about stories to the press and all that. And it brings unsettlement to the players and the staff and all that. You know, it crumbles. Now that's how a team crumbles. No. Do you think it's a failure or a Beloa's part as a head coach or as a manager to make sure that such things or players are in the right frame?
Yeah, I feel like the manager also has some responsibility in all the things that is happening, but also behind the scenes, also the players it's something that every part has to blame. The players, they have their own part to blame for all these situations. If they could have been more professional, they're professional players, world class. Wengine ni world class players. You don't expect such to happen in Real Madrid. So they have their part, but also the coach trying to protect their players. Media tries a lot to disorient things. Media, of course, media does its best. Hata kama ni kudisorient a team with some news, they'll ask the hard questions. So it's up to the coach to try and protect the team, try to cover up the players and all that. I feel like maybe Abelo has failed at that duty. Of course, he will not be here at the next season. He'll be leaving Real Madrid because I think alikuja as an interim.
Yeah, so, an interim. Yeah.
What's next for Real Madrid? They just need to get a coach like Mourinho.
Yeah,
just discipline them, give them the reality check. That our payo diliali treatment when you diliali part like unapewa tu real talk bana na usipofuata stuff career yako inaanza kucramp.
Imagine call it a hair dryer.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like they just need to get that no nonsense coach. I felt like Ancelotti had a good relationship with the players, and felt like when alitoka it was like they just threw him away. Mi naweza sema tu hapo Perez and the board walikumchuja. Like Real Madrid has a lot, iko na hiyo stories mingi sana, and also pia hawa players wale experience wale ile ulikuwa unahitaji Galacticos. The Galacticos. So ukianza kuona one by one moja kitoka, like the Benzemas walitoka, Cruz, Bale, Cruz, and then Modric the last one, because I think Modric ndo alikuwa ndo ameshikilia hiyo leadership role because he's the veteran, like he ndio the experienced of them all. So I feel like when you two Modric left for AC Milan, I knew things will start crumbling, and then kutafuta ule leader mwenye ata cover the team na everybody wants to be a leader. That would be so difficult for the team. So I feel like they just get a coach like Mourinho. I don't know if that deal is true, that will happen, Mourinho, but if they get Mourinho, that I know Mourinho will wake them up. Because he's despite Mourinho is a great coach.
An amazing coach.
And then he won't have a lot to do as far as like bring them together or tactic wise. He's a tactician, of course, but these players are world class players, most of them. So it won't be like that hard to make them play good football. It's just a matter of discipline. Discipline them, having calm minds, like cool heads, and all that. And then of course Mourinho knows how to protect his team from the press. He's so good on the press, so he doesn't ajali. Ajali. So I feel like they get a caliber of that manager like that, who if you like play around, you're leaving the club. Like that.
I get your point, because at one time Mourinho managed Cristiano, Bale, and Benzema, who are in a single team, and we understand the egos of Cristiano and Bale and all that. Maybe the egos of Vinicius, because if you look at the personalities of Vinicius and Mbappe, they ooze that aspect of I want to control here. I want to be the point man here. The people should be talking about my name. So there's that competition about who's talked about more, who's producing more, and I think it's one of the reasons why I feel like Real Madrid is not doing the top performance, because you can be scoring goals as an individual, but as long as the team is not helping you, that collective team effort that is not there, then you're going nowhere, because the team wins you titles. A player can win you a game. But for how long will a single player be consistent in winning games? Because our games inside the whole team, So that's why I feel like, do you think it will be better if one between Vinicius and Mbappe, one goes out of Real Madrid? Do you think it will come the situation? Because I feel like Real Madrid right now, and the caliber of players we have right now, first of all, they're very soft. They're very whiny. They like whining all the time. We didn't have that with the previous number of caliber of players. So these players who like whining. So do you think that it's high time that Madrid changes the idea of Galacticos and try to get players who fit into a system that can work with the coach that they have at the moment?
I think your story are like either one of them, Vinicius or Mbappe, or like one has to leave. Ni kitu inaweza happen by the way, because ukiangalia what is been going on and the fans like your story ya Mbappe kuko on vacation on injury, it imekuwa so big. Of course media may exaggerate and all that. Abelo may try everything to calm things down. Like I think alikuwa nasema like every player has his own right of nini to kama anataka kuenjoy vacation, it's okay, like akona hiyo right. People, of course, many people are saying it looked so unprofessional from Mbappe. Of course, especially the pictures that were circulating online. Ilikuwa inakani kama he's just enjoying his time, the time of his life, while the team is crumbling. Players are fighting at the background. So unapata it has become such a big deal. I didn't have a point wasona sema. If it means Mbappe leaving Real Madrid, then it's okay. Like imefika your point. I don't know maybe what will be the last decision, but this transfer window will be so big because now Mbappe on the move. Nishaanza kuna sana tengeneza posters Mbappe akivaa shati Arsenal, like I don't want Mbappe. I feel like we are okay. Me team yangu tuko sawa. Kama ni Mbappe tulimuita kitambo sana and we missed on him, so mbona kujisai. Yeah, it's okay, tunashinda league, we don't need him anyway. If it means him leaving the club so that the team can be, but I don't feel like it's only Mbappe. I feel it's all on the whole team. It must spread to the whole team. For me, I feel that way. So hata Mbappe akileave na Vini bado abaki, still bado kutakuwa na hiyo mambo ya ego and all that. We know how Vini anakuanga, he whines a lot. He whines a lot. Hiyo game ya Barcelona, I don't know ni he clashed with Gavi or who akafanya hivi like 15 showing number 15. Of course 15 is a historic number for Real Madrid. So kiona hiyo ego na you're losing and you're doing that and you're losing. Tell me if even Mbappe akitoka bado hiyo atachange attitude yake. Attitude bado itakuwa the same. It's up to him or maybe them, the whole team. And that's why I'm saying they need a coach, a ruthless coach. Msao kudiscipline, like ukileta ufala unakaa bench. I don't care how many goals you may score. Unakula bench bana. I think that's what will improve this team, because transfer market by that are very huge for Real Madrid. So we'll see how things will go on. But mina naenda na hiyo point ya manager, an experienced manager who can handle the pressure of egotistic players. Yeah.
That is very true. To ask the last question about Real Madrid, and we move on to something different. Do you think the absence of maybe an experienced player from that team is also an issue, because there's no one to cool their heads? For example, if you have a senior player in a team that has been there for quite some time, I know this guy. You left back message nake.
Mendy.
No, not Mendy. This veteran.
Alaba.
Not even Alaba. Kuna mwingine kwanga aitwaje message nake. He has been there for quite some time. Ni fullback, ni left back or right back?
Right back, Dani Carvajal.
Yeah. I think maybe when you have such players, not just one but maybe a couple of them, they will help to cool these young players down. Unajua watakwambia we don't do this here, this is what we do here. Do you think the absence of such players, because if you look at the midfield, like basically every one of them is very young. Ni watu kukam. So wamegrow pale. The forward line wote pia ni watu kukam. So there's no one, you don't get somebody who has been there, has seen it all, maybe to help them level their heads, tell them that as much as you're talented, talent is just a fraction of what you need in this particular team, because here you need discipline and consistency. Do you think that lack of that veteran, that experienced player is also the reason why maybe such things are happening right now?
It's playing a huge role. That's why I said when Modric left for AC Milan, ili change. And then your story Ancelotti kutoka, and then Modric leaving, it ndio sasa vitu zilianza sasa ku escalate. Hii story ya Xabi Alonso not like dressing room haitaki ku associate na Alonso. Remember the final, ilikuwa which final? I don't know if it was Super Cup ama Super Copa. Yeah, I remember there was a final yenye ilikuwa El Clasico and Barcelona won
again.
And Xabi Alonso was trying to like bring the players to, let's say, accept defeat and we move on. But there was that clip here Mbappe anamwambia twende, let's go, like he's ushering, let's go manze, we are done with this. So that's where the cracks started. Actually, when Xabi Alonso was announced for the managerial role, it was so 50-50. We didn't know that he would have handled. Of course, he's somebody that knows the club. He's played there. So unapata, he will handle it very well. But these players, the amount of ego that is there, like ilitaji tu like kama Ancelotti alitolewa, design alitolewa, na the same amount of players, like it was that serious. Inahitaji tu ilitaji pia au experienced players kina Modric. I think how ndo walikuwa wanaweza kuweka hiyo team pamoja with the ukiona mse ana try ku challenge for the, like unaona something may arise in the, kama ni players want to fight, unapata unexperienced players will come there and pull you away. Like, no, you'll get a red card for that, I think we lack such personalities in the Real Madrid team. Players like Cruz, you had Benzema, you had players like Modric and the likes, Carvajal, Ramos, like those no nonsense. They are like, we don't like to play around. So I feel like they're lacking that such personality. Carvajal is the only player that you can say is the only experienced player in that whole team, but he's the only one. Maybe you can say Courtois kiasi, because Courtois is a bit experienced, but it's still not enough, because Courtois amecheza sahi for Real Madrid for quite some time, and he's experienced. He's an experienced player. He has played for long, so he knows and understands these situations, but still not enough. Still not enough. So I feel like it needs even more of the players. It needs a manager. A good manager who can manage this team. And I feel like pia kina Florentino Perez wakipea the manager just that, if you're the manager, you have the free role of doing whatever you want, disciplinary master, tactician and all that. So if they get that caliber of a manager, feel like they can improve next season.
Now let's talk now what happened yesterday. Barcelona winning now the Liga title in the face of Real Madrid, and the fun of it, and how happy it makes them, And in the beginning of the season, I don't think none of us had foreseen a situation whereby Barcelona will be doing better than Real Madrid in whatever circumstance, And unfortunately now, mid-season really ikaanza flop kidogo, ikaanza lose some games, drawing very important matches, and all that happened. Do you think Barcelona has improved, or the fact that Real is just down this season?
I think both teams wamekuwa na their ups and downs. Barcelona pia, there was a time they have gone down. They have had injury setbacks, like for Rafinha, Yamal, Kiasi, and also players like Fermin Lopez. But also I can say, kuna players wame step up. I think Barcelona has improved. Well, they have had their injury setbacks, but they have improved. And kuna wale players wenye wame break out. They have broken out this season. We can name players like Fermin Lopez. Yamal I think Yamal ameenda level ingine. Ameenda level ingine ya juu. He's not the same Yamal ya last season. Quality bado iko, but unaangalia tu some elements ya gameplay yake improve sana. The trivela passes and the skills anafanya very, very crazy. Fermin Lopez, of course. Also the striking improve. Player mwenye amekama under a lot of criticism kwa hiyo team, I think Ferran Torres has come under a lot of criticism, but I think ameweza withstand the pressure na ameweza get some goals. He's the one who scored the winning goal, the second goal, and of course the addition of Marcus Rashford into the team, it was a huge plus. Of course, on loan from Manchester United. He has been such influential in this team, especially the times zenye Rafinha ameumia, ana step up. He has had great moments in Barcelona, and scoring that absolute crazy free kick.
Yeah.
It was outstanding by the way, and you know, even Manchester United fans can watch that and feel like, yeah, I think we can even have him back at Man U, but of course that's a whole different story.
We don't want him back.
You
don't want him back.
that's your opinion. That's your kuna fan anaweza sema I prefer Rashford, and then Carrick bado ako at the wheel, so you can favor him, you can prefer him back, but of course we don't know about the future.
Yeah.
And of course Rashford came out na akasema he would want to continue with Barcelona. You know, if you alisema kama angekuwa magician angeweza kubaki Barcelona, because he knows that this team can win a lot of trophies and he wants to be part of it. So for Rashford it was a good aliweza kuwa included into the squad as on loan, na imeweza kuimprove defense, pia imekuwa fiti. Feel like Barcelona wamekuwa fiti, and also hiyo kureward Hansi Flick. I don't know kama wamepay Hansi Flick also a new deal which ataweza kuendelea for I don't know ni how many years, 2 years or 3, I don't know, but amepewa hiyo improvement. Of course winning back to back La Ligas, that's of course Barcelona wamekuwa na struggles zao financially, but now seeing them clinching these trophies inawasaidia sana, even like at the background. That's why you can see President Laporta very emotional, because he knows this is so huge for them as a whole, as Barcelona Football Club. Yeah.
Definitely, and kudos to Barcelona for clinching the La Liga title 2025-2026. And it's got a sad story for Real Madrid and how bad they have performed this season and everything happening in the club. It's something that it's unheard of before, and I believe the stature of Real Madrid, I think I hope they pass, they go above that and maybe be better next season. I hope so. And like Manua said earlier, this coming transfer season is going to be very huge for very many teams, because moving to the next phase of football, investments are so much needed, especially now that we have these emerging teams that are coming to challenge everyone here. We have the teams like Bournemouth are doing so well. Teams like Aston Villa trying to catch up with everything. Crystal Palace is here trying to get Europe and get into the finals and all that. So I know, and also kudos to Atletico Madrid, because they reached the semi-finals. It is the only team from Spain that went too far in the Champions League. It's the only team. So that kudos for Atletico, and I hope I really hope they reciprocate the same form they had in Champions League to the league, you know.
True.
Because I feel like they so much focused on the Champions League and forgot about the Liga. And Atletico Madrid is the only team that can break that cycle of Real Madrid and Barcelona. It has done that before, and it is possible. So I hope Diego Simeone will have his priorities right next time, maybe in the coming season. I hope so. One more thing, Barcelona winning this title, La Liga title, with some games remaining. Are they back? Overall now, forget them defeating Real Madrid and all that. I was thinking Barcelona that is back. Are there still some things to do? Because another thing I love about Barcelona is the fact that they depend on the academy. They raise players from the academy and they come and perform. Are we seeing the Barcelona that we used to know maybe back?
Yes. I can't really say that.
You know, as a fan, the Barcelona jersey and you're a fan.
As a fan, I can't really say we are back. Like winning back-to-back La Liga titles, that's
a statement by its own.
I think they'll be back when they win the Champions League. They are not yet back like completely. Like domestically, they are back at where they are supposed to be. I feel like they still need to win the Champions League. Waseme now we are back. Because the last time they won, walikuwa bado wakina Messi, Suarez and Neymar, the historic team, ile MSN, crazy. But when they win the Champions League, ndo nitajua. Because no Champions League ndo unajua ndo inakuwa the hardest to win, aside from World Cup. But when they win the Champions League, ndo nitajua they are back. This season, walichezewa haramu kiasi na Atletico, na tukawakava up kama Arsenali. Tukasema, don't worry Barcelona, we've got your back. Na Arsenal ikafanya ile kitu, so Arsenal is in the Champions League final. But, because ata mimi nilidhani itakuwa Barcelona versus Arsenal in the semi-final. Nilikuwa nimesha predict hivyo kwa hiyo pool yetu because nilijua Barcelona itachapa Atletico Madrid but wakacheza haram kiasi. Barcelona wakanyumwa, and that's now where we talk about like the incompetence ya referees because imeendelea pia in the Champions League. It may happen jana with Arsenal's game. I can even call out the Man City games. Kuna some faults zenye they were questionable. So when we say now we are back as Barcelona, nile time nitona Barcelona mean Champions League.
And that's a grader for every other team about to see who is the greatest in Europe. Of course, you have to win the Champions League or at least reach the final. It's a statement for anyone, you know. And with that, I want us to go also to another very short break because one of us has joined us this weekend when it comes to sports. And joining us is Rodney. Rodney, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Hope you're good. How was your weekend?
My weekend was really good, but also a bit disappointing on the football side, but still, we're still third on the league, so it is what it is.
It is what it is. Of course, we are looking at our aim this season was just to get a Champions League, and we've achieved that literally. So definitely, we are at a good place. See, kama watu wengine bado wako sure kama watashinda ligi, but that will be coming in a moment. I want us to jump now into the English Premier League, and I believe we have exhausted everything about Barcelona and Real Madrid in Spain. The English Premier League, then let us go look at the results this weekend, whereby Liverpool, really? Let me check something here. Yes, Liverpool drew with Chelsea 1-1. Brighton beat Wolves 3-0. Fulham lost to Bournemouth by a solitary goal to nil. Sunderland drew against Manchester United by 0-0. Man City 3, Brentford 0. Burnley 2, Aston Villa 2, Crystal Palace 2, Everton 2, Nottingham Forest 1, Newcastle 1, West Ham 0, Arsenal 1. And today, this Tottenham versus Leeds, we'll be seeing how that will be going. Let us start from the cream, Liverpool Chelsea. I didn't foresee a situation where Liverpool will be drawing against Chelsea because I thought that was a clean win for Liverpool. I was very disappointed. I think Chelsea was one of the poorest teams we have in this season. I think it's just by luck that they're still dangling around number 9 there. I think anybody can beat Chelsea right now. Rodney, let's start from you. What do you make of this particular game and the scoreline?
I think it's arguable for both teams. I think you can say any team can beat Liverpool right now, and also any team can beat Chelsea right now, as long as they're good enough, because both teams have not been performing at their best this season specifically. Because if you look at Liverpool, they had already established Anfield as a bit of a fortress, where most teams would come there and they would be a bit afraid of playing Liverpool at home. But you could look at them this season, Manchester United have beaten them there, which they have not done for a really long time now. You look at teams like maybe Arsenal or maybe even Man City, they go there and it almost feels like Liverpool are the underdogs that they're playing at home. So I think for both teams, it could have gone either way. I think it was a bit of an end-to-end action. I think either team could have easily won it, but they managed to get a draw at the end of the day.
Yes, they made okay. Two poor teams managed to draw against, which means their level at their abilities are level. Manu, let's talk about Chelsea. Let's talk about Chelsea and the season they've had this season, especially in the second part of the season. What is wrong with Chelsea?
I think the problem just started when they sacked Maresca. I didn't think that they would sack. I think Maresca did a good job when he came in this season. He also had his ups and downs as a Chelsea coach, but he's the one. At least he fared well, and he was at the 6th number. I think Aki was sacked. There was a time Chelsea were like at that position whereby they were at the top spot, like challenging for top 4 and also like going for the title. But Napata, when they sacked Maresca, bringing in Rosselló, it was just going downhill, and for Rosselló coming in, it was just tulijua tu, it was foreseen that Chelsea will be struggling, and also Chelsea don't give their managers time. I felt like they could have just stuck with Maresca and give him time to build this team, because Maresca He's a great coach. We saw what he did with Leicester, and when he was sacked, I knew that Chelsea is one of those, like, if you don't do well, you just get sacked. They don't give their coaches time. So I feel like the coach that will come next, Chelsea should give that manager time, because it won't be a smooth sailing. Itakuwa smooth sailing, like every game watakuwa nashinda. Ukiangalia situation ya Tottenham when De Zerbi ameingia, wameanza na loss and then draw, and then they've started getting wins. You know, they are fighting for relegation and all that. But Chelsea, they need to give their managers time, and this goes to the owners. They don't give their managers time. I mean, maybe Teddy can tell us more, or kina Simon. But Chelsea ndio the new banter club. si tulishatoka hapo, Man U walitoka hapo, Arsenal they just forced the hate. And na tumekubali. But Chelsea right now, and maybe Tottenham, they're the new banter clubs. Yeah.
So there can never be a vacuum when it comes to banter club. Before we continue, there are some comments here. I would like to read them. Thank you so much, Samuel Peter, there for watching. It's a Chelsea fan. I know you can't say much because there's not much to be said by a Chelsea fan. Calvin Carl says he's tuned in. I'm seeing Lalo J say tuned in. Devin Joy say following the show. I wish Arsenal all the best. Okay. Stephen Mashara saying watching the show. Ogechi Jr. says he's following. Gom says Arsenal fire. Then says Mike, why do people hate Arsenal? Because we just hate Arsenal. Kudos to Bakat. Letitia Valdi says Team Arsenal. Yes. So okay, nobody hates Arsenal. We just tunaidharau, hatuchukii tunaidharau. The difference, tunaidharau because they are Arsenal, hatuchukii because it entertains us.
No, kudharau watakusalimia kwa heshima.
We are not sure about that yet.
2 weeks.
We are not sure about that yet.
Too.
Wait first, we maybe have to tutajua kama tuwasalimia kwa heshima. Before then, allow us to dharau. It's what it is. Let us go. Remy, yes. Do you see, if you look around the world, the sporting world right now, do you see a coach with the profile that can manage Chelsea and bring it back to its glory? I mean, mention a name.
There are a few talented managers out there. There's there have been a few rumors that they're in conversations with Fabregas. I think there's also Xavi, but I think we still have to wait until next summer to see whoever they are going to be seriously interested in bringing in. So there's still a few managers that they can bring in, but as Manu said, I think they really dropped the ball by sacking Maresca, because even after that, they have not been able to come back to the position that they were. Compared to where they were at the beginning of the season, where we were potentially looking at Chelsea competing for the title, and now they're in 9th or even 10th place, potentially looking at not playing European football next season. So they're in a pretty bad position. You look at some of their players who are not really performing at the level that they're supposed to be performing at. Maybe just bar, maybe João Pedro, maybe a few of their defenders, but most of the players that they signed last season are not really performing up to the task. So for Chelsea, it's a really bad position. I don't even know if they do not qualify for the European football, it's going to be quite hard for them to convince a top manager to come into their team, because you still need to show a bit of vision to whoever you're going to ask to come over to your team. So I'm not really sure who exactly they're going to go for, but it has to be a manager who has a bit more experience in managing teams.
Definitely, and I feel like a manager that would stabilize Chelsea is not. I can't see. It's beyond my vision, because I feel like you see the impatience with Chelsea, and any manager. I can mention a few managers, because the only manager who would have been viable, maybe people like Henrique, but right now he's attached somewhere, you know. So I feel it's crazy business for Chelsea, and I think, and because you've taken the mantle of the new banter club, enjoy the moment. It is good as to us. Now, let's go to the most boring game of the weekend, Manchester United versus Sunderland. I think it was one of the most boring and exhausting matches to watch. I hated that game from the moment I just watched it. From the moment I saw the lineup of the team, especially from the Manchester United side, I hated everything about it. And okay, I've no problem with the rotation of the squad. Because right now, Carrick, whatever he was called on to achieve, he has achieved, okay? And it was expected that, of course, the players who are not getting enough game time would play in such matches because there's nothing to lose, you know? But I feel like resting Casemiro and putting Mount in his position, it is not it's not something I foresaw. And of course, I was disappointed by Zagzi because I felt like his performance was below par in that particular match. Of course, Ahmad has not been good since after the AFCON and Bumo and all that. And I watched this game and I questioned the preparedness of Manchester United in playing AFCON. Because of issues, I'm going to start with Man. What do you watch that game, first of all? If you don't, what do you make of them drawing against Sunderland? Do you think it was a good performance for them, or it is what Manchester is in between because befungwa macho kidogo?
Well, for me, I feel like even if mmepata ile achievement mlikuwa mnataka kama ni ya Champions League, I still feel like it was a game that you had to win. Like for the coach to still convince the fans that he's capable for the job, because this season it's not yet over. We all know why. Okay, say we can't say that that draw will hurt us because now there's nothing to play for Manchester United. But there is that ile atmosphere too, making Manchester United Old Trafford a fortress, and just trying to convince the manager, the fans, that Carrick is capable for the job, and convince also the board. So there was still a lot to play for as far as and then Manchester United is still a big club. Like you don't throw a game because we've gotten what we wanted. It can work for sometimes. Also, you can say Sunderland, they posed a threat kiasi. They had chances, maybe they could have buried, but still, I feel like angecheza to his strong lineup and just let Manchester United enjoy football, because we're still playing in the Premier League and trying to get the 3 points, finishing at the best position ever in this season, because this season ya Man U imekuwa a roller coaster. So well, maybe from a Manchester United fan view, and as I say, yeah, it should have been more, but maybe I still watch game and I can say, well, because they got the Champions League qualification, maybe that's the reason why Carrick is trying. From the Manchester United fan point of view, maybe you can explain better.
Rodney, I hope your mic is this game. But there are talks about him taking maybe giving the permanent job for next season or not. So did that game give you any confidence? Did he leave you with questions about the preparedness of Manchester United in the coming season?
I think this specific game, I had a bit of doubt, not even a bit, like a lot of doubt in this team specifically, but also Michael Carrick, because it was not a very encouraging performance. It was a bit, okay, not even a bit, quite disappointing, because we had, I think if you look at the teams on paper, you look at Manchester United and Sunderland, even if we were missing a few key players in that team, realistically we should be able to comfortably beat Sunderland. And yes, you could argue we've already qualified for the Champions League, we don't really have anything else to play for, but you still want to finish the season on high momentum, even as you go into maybe the pre-season or even the World Cup, depending on what you're looking forward to. So I think it was quite disappointing, and I'm not really sure whatever happened in that midfield area. I'm trying to assume that it was due to injury, that Casemiro and Ugarte were not there, but still, I also believe that Carrick had a few other options to play in that position. You have Heaven, who has actually played in that area before. You have maybe Lisandro Martinez, who could play in that area. So I'm not really sure why he opted to bench a few of the players. You also look at Dalo, who was rested. I'm just trying to believe that it's because of fatigue, but then again, it's kind of questionable to Carrick. But I think if we do have a competent board in that team, then it's also a bit of a message to them, because if you look at the players who played in that game specifically, they were not, let me say, up to the level of our first team. Because if you look at Zaxi, who came in for Sesko, he didn't have that much of an impact. You look at Mount, didn't have that much of an impact in that team. So I think if we if you're going to take that into consideration now going into the summer transfer window, then we do have to bolster that midfield area specifically.
Let's talk about, back to you again, let's talk about the forms of Amad Diallo and Mbumo after the AFCON. We have not seen the sharpness and the players they were before the AFCON. Do you think it's due to the change of formation with the coming of Carrick, or is just the fact that it happens that sometimes people lose their form in a particular time of a season?
A bit of both, because I think for Ahmad, he was having a really good time under Amorim, because he was, let me say, in a position that sort of favored his playing style.